Get it, brother. All right, we'll start. But Sean Zittel here, joined with a very intelligent young man, Stanford senior, but also a decorated amateur who was a semifinalist in the Olympic trials this past year in 2023. My man Dante Kirkman, 2-0, just starting off this professional career. What's going on, Dante?
Not much. Just getting ready for a third fight lined up. Hoping to stay active. Really excited about starting my pro career.
Do you know where this fight's happening? Is this going to be like on a certain title fight undercard, a pro box card, something like that? What could you tell us?
Most likely I'm from the Bay Area, so we're trying to keep most of my fights in the Bay Area and just keep building up a fan base here before we start taking it to the next level.
Got you, man. Before we start talking the boxing, you've had to have heard this before that you look like Drake. You ever has anyone ever told you that or?
No, I always get like some like either LaMelo Ball or somebody, but nah, yeah.
No, okay, yeah, young Drake, prime Drake, not Drake right now, you know. But
I don't think I want to be Drake right now. There's Kendrick stuff.
yeah, no, I hear you. We're talking, 10, 15 years ago, Drake, when he was doing his thing, I guess. But yeah, man, you're a senior at Stanford. So right off the bat, when you got other opportunities in life, what is it that makes you want to be a boxer?
Well, I've loved boxing since a young age. I'm 22 right now, and I've been boxing since I was 10. Boxing has just always been something that I've loved, and like my goal from the beginning was to become a pro and to become a world champion and to hopefully become a pound for pound great someday. And um, I just have been obsessed with the beauty of boxing since a young age. Like growing up in the Bay Area, Andre Ward was a big influence on me, just like seeing what he was able to do in his career and obviously in such like a meticulous way, and Floyd, how he carries himself in and out of the ring. Those were like big inspirations to me, and showed me that boxing is really beautiful, not what people who are not involved in boxing think it is, which is Rocky movies and just pure brawling. So I think what motivates me to keep on boxing is to someday be able to showcase the beauty of boxing to um, just new audiences, really.
So it sounds like you just love you're not just love, but you really love the sweet science aspect of boxing.
Absolutely. I think like, I mean, I am a Stanford student. I am a nerd. I'm a boxing nerd. I love studying like fighters. Like, I mean, right now I'm studying Georgie Benton. I'm doing like a old school rewind study right now, and my coach too, Eddie Croft, he's really big on stuff. Like growing up, he used to kind of do the same thing, just watch hours and hours of boxing. So he's been a great influence, just like feeding me with knowledge and just continuing to use the experiences that I've had in like the Olympic trials and in my two pro fights so far, and just continuing to study and improve my skills.
And you took it way back with Georgie Benton. That's supposed to be the originator of the shoulder roll. Am I right? Have you heard the
Yeah,
same thing? Yeah.
yeah, that's I'm trying to, you gotta cover everything. And I feel like like what's interesting to me about like old school boxing is like, like in the NBA or like the NFL, like when you look at like that old black and white footage, it looks kind of goofy a little bit,
Right.
but like old school boxing, it doesn't age. Like it's perfect. And like a lot of these dudes, like there are things that get like lost like through all these years. And I mean it makes sense because boxing's such an old sport and you can't keep everything along. But so I'm just trying to look at the masters that have come from every generation and seeing what I can add to my style.
Now, obviously, I feel you on falling in love with the sweet science aspect of boxing, but there's also that aspect, as you know, that it can be very brutal, and some fights can be won by will as much as skill. How do you embrace that aspect of the game that can get ugly and even brutal at times to be successful in boxing?
Well, I mean, it's just been like a part of the sport, and like I knew it from a young age. I mean, like a part of watching, I mean, before like my amateur fights was just watching and like saying like I would see Floyd being like so masterful, but then there's also brawlers out there. Like sometimes it gets ugly. Sometimes you see things don't go the right way. Like sometimes my Donna Broner happens. Sometimes it's not perfect. And seeing that, and then also going into like my amateur fights, amateur boxing is very like fast paced, just constant. And that's like just kind of like been built in me. And like I've never backed down from a fight. It's just if there's fire, I'm a firefighter. So I've had tough fights where like in the Olympic trials, I beat the Golden Gloves national champion in a close fight where um the rounds are split, first and second rounds. The third round has to be won, and I won it. Same with like other fights. So yeah, it's always been something that I've been aware of, but I think that's what makes boxing beautiful is that it is something that's like very much like a dance, very much like art, but it's violent. So I think that's what's really like attracted me to boxing.
Well, I'm gonna bunch this together here. You obviously to be a good fighter, there has to be a certain fire within, right? That kind of burns beneath the surface. As cliche as it is, but it's real. To be successful in boxing, can you? Where does your fire come from in that regard? And to your point about on this Stanford senior, I'm a boxing nerd. Is that at all something you like to prove to an opponent? Sometime have you had to do that before? Where man, look at this kid, good looking college kid. He's not about this life kind of thing. And yeah, can you break that down for me, man?
Yeah, so I mean me and my coach have talked about this a lot of times, which is like we both kind of feel like fighters, they kind of have to have something a little off with them, whereas it's just like because it is crazy to like want to fight.
Right.
For me, like I don't have to fight, and I like I have like a great upbringing, so like I never like had to fight. It was just like something I always wanted, and I believe that's like what makes me dangerous is that like I don't have to, I want to. Um, but like it is something that I have dealt with actually every step of the way, which is that it's either like I look soft just because like I don't look super intimidating, or it's like, oh, he's like gonna be in college when I was younger, or now I'm a college kid. So it's always been something I've been aware of, and if anything, I feel like it's benefited me because people don't take it lightly because they don't want to get beat up by a nerd. So, so like it's really just been I think it's just been great like proving people wrong and like having my own form of adversity that looks different from other people's.
Right, right. Looking at your boxing page on YouTube, your boxing YouTube channel, there's a couple of shorts of you training. One of them is you throwing your power shots on the bag, and the power looks good. But so far, no knockouts in the first two wins. What would you say about your power?
I mean, my power is very prevalent in like my amateur fights and like my pro fights, like there was just like new experiences really. So like I'm thankful that I've gotten to fight 8 rounds so far in 2 fights. I've hurt my opponents, but just it's just a little different. Like in my first fight, I hurt my opponent a few times, but it was kind of strange because like amateur boxing, I would hurt somebody 8 count. Pros hurt him, and I mentally was like waiting for the ref, and I'm like I gotta do it myself. So it's just kind of a new experience, but yeah, the power is there, so it's just um letting it come.
When you were interning at Mayweather Boxing, did you get a chance to learn anything from Floyd directly? Did he talk to you, share anything with you?
Um, like Floyd's really like his own person really, so like I didn't really get like too much from him. I mean, like I saw it, like he set a great example as far as like how he would handle like the media and just how he would carry himself, like around the company. So I was really appreciative of him for like the opportunity and like getting to like see him like on the biggest stages, like because like as a kid, I mean, I went to Mayweather Maidana, Mayweather Berto, and then all of a sudden I'm working at a Mayweather fight, and like those truly just like once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm very thankful for Floyd.
What are you majoring in? What are you about to get this degree in college?
Art practice. So my main form of art is photography. So like I've done photography for USA Boxing and I did it at Mayweather Promotions as well. And I just like to really like think from like an artist perspective, and I've actually brought it to my boxing a bit, which is just like um using photography to look at certain aspects of boxing, whether it's like footwork, the people who are outside of the ring, who you might forget or not even know if you're just like a casual who rings the bell, who makes everything happen. So, yeah, like everything for me is just about boxing at the end of the day.
Are you from Palo Alto? Are you a Raider fan or a 49er fan?
Raiders, I mean, whoa, 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 that slipped out. 49ers fan. 49ers fan. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no shot. I'm a Raiders fan.
All right, yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, it's funny. I cover them tomorrow as a reporter, but I'm a 49er fan as well. So
Yeah.
we're on the good side of things, man. Fred Warner, right? Defensive player of the year. But yeah.
Yeah, it's Niner Nation.
So you know, so I see sometimes you're listed at super welterweight, other times you're listed at middleweight. Which weight class do you plan on campaigning long term in boxing?
Well, th thankfully, I have the help of Snack, as I'm pretty sure you're familiar with.
Of
So,
course.
um, yeah, it's really up to them wherever I want to be. I'm fine with either. Like my first fight was at 160. Last fight at 54, the amateurs was at 56. So it's really whatever they feel like I perform better at. So yeah.
You're from the Bay. Devin Haney's in the headlines right now, still in the aftermath of that Ryan Garcia fight. Devin's from the Bay, like yourself. What do you think, as a smart college kid and as a fighter, about the lawsuit thing going on? There's a lot of fans like talking trash about it, and
Yeah.
but I'm curious what your perspective would be.
I think there's a lot of different perspectives here, which is like obviously um it's very tough for Devin, like because he's a winner, he's always been a winner, and he like suffered that night on the biggest stage to somebody he has history with. So um I understand where he's like coming from. And I mean, I'm not entirely mad at it because if Ryan was dirty, he was dirty. He missed weight, he missed weight. So there's kind of two sides, which is you can't blame Devin for like being mad that he was a victim of an uneven playing field, but like he did go through with it. So yeah, I mean it's kind of it is what it is, but I hope it gets worked out and yeah.
And that they fight each other again at some point, right? Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
like actually fight each other where somebody doesn't come in 3 pounds over. There's not
Right.
all this I mean, Devin was talking to Andre on a podcast about it, like where it's like, oh, I don't know if he's showing up. And like obviously he's training, but like that is kind of like in the background of like, is this guy's kind of crazy? Like, is
Right.
he gonna show up? So I mean, hopefully we can see it again. Hopefully there's not as much drama this time and we just have a night of boxing.
You ever get a chance to talk with Andre Ward out there in the Bay?
Just briefly,
Yeah.
my coach, he actually used to help out at his gym. Like he used to help out with Berto and Amir Khan over there sometimes, and then like Funfara and those guys. So as a kid, I would spar over there. Um, And the last time I was over there, I sparred Ricky Hatton's son, Campbell Hatton,
Hmm.
over there, but Andre wasn't there. It was just my coaches and Virgil. So
Oh, okay, so that yeah, that was what's that gym out there in Hayward?
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. But the few times that I have spoken to Dre, he's been a great guy, and he's like always like just like been giving advice when it's like not really needed, because like like a lot of people are just like when they have fame, it's just okay, picture, let's go on about your day. But like when I talked to him, I was like, yeah, I'm from the Bay, and immediately he's like, okay, how can I help you? So,
Right, right.
yeah, he's a man of the community, and like I think he's been like a great example for all fighters, both in and out of the ring.
You want to be similar in that way?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think in both ways actually. Like in the ring, he can fight any style. Like he's able to fight in, far, close, like whatever. Um, like kind of similar to Bud, but then out of the ring, I'm religious, I fear God. And he was SOG Ward. And so like I want to be an example for kids that like you can follow your dreams, you can believe in God, and it's cool to believe in God. It's cool to fight for your faith, and it's cool to do what you want to do.
Hey man, at your next fight, this third fight, have someone on the team with a cell phone or something record this thing so we can see you fight in the pros and get it up on YouTube, get a look at the tape. You're watching Georgie Benton, but we got to watch some Dante Kirkland too, man.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. I've got like a little bit on my Instagram and stuff, but yeah, we're definitely gonna keep that going and just keep growing in the Bay. I hope to, get as many fights as I can in the Bay Area and just reestablish like the Bay Area as like an area of new hot prospects.
Yeah, and I want to close with that, which is whether you're going forward at 54 or 60, and it's a long road ahead to become
Mhm.
champion, but how confident are you that, I'm talking to a future world champion right now?
Very confident. It's always been I like I try not to like say what how I actually feel sometimes about like because I don't want to come off as like cocky, but as far as like my own personal confidence, everybody on my team knows how confident I am because like I've believed since the beginning like my actual goal was to be the best ever, and as a kid I thought Floyd was the best ever, just because he was like a superhero to me basically, and I wanted to surpass him and I believed I could do it. So like now my like I have a great team around me. We all believe that I'll be a world champion and hopefully multi-time world champion. And we'll see, fight by fight how things go, who we want to fight, what divisions we want to fight at. But I do know I will be the best.
Hey, Dante, thank you for your time, man. Best of luck going forward. We'll be watching. And if there's anything else you want to say, man, let it rip. But thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. And if you want to follow my journey, my social medias are at Dante Kirkman. That's DanteKirkman on all social media platforms. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Take care. God bless.
God bless.
See you, bro. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.